Well, Gary Delabate throwing a strike would be that hope for all of us and make us all feel better about the way the world is. And I think it would do wonders for Gary as well, who has been kicking himself ever since that fateful pitch was thrown.
We need to find some sick little kid named Timmy who really loves Gary, and before he dies, his make-a-wish is to see Gary throw the pitch out again. Because Gary will do it for something like that. It's got to be something that means something. You know, raise some money for one of the charities that Gary is really passionate about. But, I mean, I can see this. You produce a whole special before that tells the story about how it happened the first time, Gary growing up as a Mets fan, what it meant to be a Mets fan throughout his childhood. And then when the special ends, you're live right there at Citi Field in Queens. And Gary's on the fucking mound, and he throws that bitch right down the middle.
That's pressure, but I think he would respond well. Brian, in New Jersey, you're on the Howard Stern Wrap-Up Show with John and Rasan.
Hey, John and Rasan, how we doing?
Yo, good. How you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Gary should definitely do it for one person, and that's himself. That's it. I don't think any outside motivation is necessary. He needs to do it for himself. And Rasan made an interesting point earlier. Gary dominated high school sports. I didn't hear about. I know he wrestled and he participated, but I don't know about dominating. I don't know. I need to see footage if that actually happened.
I'm just gassing up my co-host. That's all.
I think you give him a little credit. That's all good. I think I played a year of professional baseball, and going to the current state of sports where you can't have fans in the stands, and the audio, like Rasan said earlier, that's the good stuff. Playing baseball and being on the inside, that is the stuff that I'm going to watch baseball now more because of that. I don't give a shit about the crowd reaction. I mean, that's nonsense. I don't care. Everybody knows when and where to cheer. Who gives a shit? It's the shit talking between the players. It's the sound of the ball hitting the bat, the ball hitting the mitt. That's the good stuff. So I just wanted to make that point. I think just like Rasan said with basketball too, all the inner workings of the players. That's what I'm interested in. Hell with the fans.
Look, Brian, I don't disagree with you. I think we both, although Rasan made the point, we both agree that we'd rather hear the actual athletes doing their thing out on the field and the true sound of being in the game than anything artificial. So we're on board with you. And in terms of Gary's high school sports prowess, I guess he could speak for himself on that. But Rasan did get the feeling like Gary was quite dominant as a wrestler, and then maybe in some other sports that we're not even aware of, Rasan. You know more than me.